Hi there guys, welcome back to another episode of 4K Garage. Something a little bit different this time. So with no more proper jobs to do on the A6, I thought I'd do a little bit of work on the little 1 litre Suzuki Alto special, but gets me around, so and lets me spend more money on the A6. But I don't want to bore you with just doing some brakes on the Alto here, so I thought I'd mix it up a little bit this episode by doing some kind of a little Q&A. Not any questions that anyone in particular sent in. I wish I was popular enough for people to send in questions like that, but so I just picked a small range of kind of general car questions, so enjoy. But I started driving when I was 18, which was 2010 or so. So back then, first car wasn't anything glamorous. It was a little 1.4 53 plate Renault Clio. And it was a little bit cool at the time to me. It had a little Billabong special edition kind of thing, which just essentially meant it had like ever so slightly tinted windows, some fancy seats, and that was it really. But in the end I fitted in the radio, of course, and put a K&N air filter on it, because why not? That was really also my first ever car modification. So there you go, first car, Renault Clio. I mean, what really got me into cars? That's a good question as well. It's difficult to pinpoint, really. My dad's always been into cars, obviously, and he always had Subarus, hence me eventually getting a Subaru of my own. And they tell me all about like Skylines and cool things like that. Watching Top Gear on TV, playing games like Gran Turismo when I was a kid, all of those things eventually culminated in just really getting into cars big time. And at one stage, I really liked Mustangs, which is a bit of a funny one. I mean, at one point, Skylines were pretty much my favourite car, so rather than get the VX220, I actually wanted to try and get a R32 or R33 GTR, have that as a track car. That would have been good fun. I mean, at the time, they were about the same price, so that would have been a lot of fun to have that, but in the end, we ended up going for the VX because it just made sense. It was an easier car to work on. Easier to learn on, really. There's not much to it. This is a funny question. Of course, I pose these questions to myself, so it's a funny question for myself. But dream cars I've never really cared for. I've never really cared for Ferraris and Lamborghinis that much. I think they're cool. They have their place. I think they're cool, but they just don't really do much for me. So I guess if I were to give an answer to dream cars, they're kind of more attainable dream cars. Well, not attainable, but more normal in that sense. For me, I love modifying cars, so whatever I want to modify it. So I guess if I had to put an answer, maybe give a couple of choices. I'd say, R34 GTRs. That's always been a dream car, but they kind of got into the realm of impossibility these days. And I guess modern cars, probably my favourite is the Lexus LC500. Looks amazing, comes with a V8, and you can wide body them, so they're just really interesting to me. They're a bit unattainable at the moment, being around 80 grand or something ridiculous. But in a few years' time, I reckon, knowing most luxury Lexuses, they'll half in price easily. I do quite like the Ferrari F12s, front-engined, V8, rear-wheel drive. Perfect in my opinion. But I don't really care for mid-engine cars, so that kind of rules out the rest of them. This is a good one. So, shows. It'd be funny to see what's going on, but I mean, assuming that everything that was meant to be on this year will be on next year, I just want to apply to as many as possible. So, there's things like Players Classic at Goodwood. That was one I was going to go to this year, but of course it got cancelled. Shows like Gravity, smaller ones like Jap Show and Tuna Fest, and maybe Worthersea if they get the chance. It's a bit of a trek, but I'd love to go to that. Track days. Now, of course, I did plenty of track days in the past in the Vauxhall, and I even did one in the in the 86 when I first got it all fixed up. And at some stage I'd love to do some more again, but probably not in the 86. I just don't really want to risk putting it in a wall, obviously. Yeah, I'd love to do the Nürburgring, but I don't think I'd do that in my own car at all. Unless I had like a dedicated track car at that point. So yeah, I'd love to go back to Alton Park. I'd love to do Cadwell, Donington. Of course, I've done Brands loads. I'd love to do Snetton again. But as I say, I'm not going to be doing those in the 86 anytime soon. So I think I'd like to get another dedicated track car at some stage. It's already something I've thought about quite a bit. Yeah, maybe if I did come across a surplus of money, then I would love to do it. You know, starting perhaps at the higher end of the scale, something like an S2000. I'd love a supercharged S2000, high revving, you know, good fun. Maybe another 86 or BRZ. If I could find one, perhaps. Yeah, that's also been put in a wall again, getting nice and cheap. Likewise with the S2000. And perhaps a classic Subaru. I'd love a Subaru track car. I almost wanted to keep mine and just turn it into a track car. So a classic Subaru, strip it out, build up some power, just go crazy with it really. And I guess at the cheaper end of the scale, an MX-5. Why not? It's the answer to everything. Now, Motorsport, I mean, I kind of love it. I don't watch a lot of it. You know, I love the idea of British touring cars, and I love the idea of rally as well. The only motorsport I've ever watched a lot of is, well, F1, but even that I've only very recently got into over the last couple of years. So, you know, this season has its ups and downs. It got a bit of interesting at the start, and it's kind of started to tail off as of now, October. But the way things aren't really going to change in F1 until 2022 at the earliest, so it's going to be a bit of a funny one to see if that stays interesting next year. This is one I was quite excited to answer actually. What other YouTube channels do I watch? I mean, I watch absolutely tons of YouTube, so I thought it'd be good to share probably some of my favourite channels. I'll keep it to cars, obviously. That's what you're here for. I mean, obvious ones, Mike Car Mods and Hoonigan. Love both of those. Pretty much been watching Mike Car Mods since day one, and I mean, Hoonigan stuff is can be quite silly, can be a bit juvenile at times, but it's good fun. It's good fun, and they've got some pretty crazy stuff going on there, so quite entertaining. And then I like a whole lot of, build channels really. So big one, Skid Factory, you know, offshoot of Mike Car Mods with Turbo Yoda and Woody, both really entertaining, and I mean the cars they build are just awesome. You know, watching those projects is something that really interests me, especially considering I want to do my own engine swap. Taylor Ray, I watch a lot of his stuff, especially because a lot of his cars he's done a couple of LS swaps, and he has the exact same L92 LS3 that I have. He's just put that in his MX-5, Miata, whatever. So that's really, really interesting to me. And I just like his presenting style and the whole vibe of his videos. They're just chill and good to watch. Yeah, how would it be possible to answer this question without including the absolute best automotive build channel on YouTube, in my opinion? Bad Obsession Motorsports with their Project Binky. A couple of guys from up north trying to put a full running gear from a Celica GT4, I think, or was it 205? Either or. Trying to put full all-wheel drive turbocharged running gear from a Celica into a classic Mini. And I mean, the level of detail, the absolutely incredible engineering skill they show, it's just such an entertaining watch. It's been going on for what feels like a million years now, but by far it's probably one of my favourites. I think of all the channels I've listed here, they're probably the smallest as well, so if you don't watch them, go watch it, because I mean, it's fantastic. You'll be there for hours, so have fun with that. Other hobbies, well, I mean, anyone who knows me, it's absolutely no surprise that I absolutely love gaming. Probably by far my earliest and longest standing hobby, so I play an absolute ton of games. Love building my own PCs, which I think really is why I love also working on my own cars. Other than that, I love snowboarding. That's a big one. Don't get to it very often, obviously, with the money that's involved with it. But I've been quite a few times, I have all my own gear. It's good fun. And I mean, other than that, I just generally like movies, absolutely love music. As you can probably tell from just how much I use it in these videos. I think it's finally, I watch a load of anime, which, you know, some people might not be into, but you know, I don't really watch a lot of TV, so it's just my medium of choice, really. There we have it, place of breaks. I've answered a few questions. Hopefully that was somewhat fun for you guys. Just a little bit of a story time almost. And hopefully I can get some more videos out. Probably got a couple of updates coming. Hopefully start something on the LS soon, even if it's just cleaning it up. And might just have a couple of little tiny jobs on the 86 to come. As I say, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, if it was boring, again, let me know, drop a comment down below. But as always, please give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hope to see you next time. Till then guys, have a good one, and see you then. Cheers, bye bye.